Okay, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Crown Hills. It's now the PM session, volleyball, and we've got the studio set up here at Crown Hills. I've got the vice chairman from MAMT here, Muhammad Mawani, or Muhammad Mawani, should I say. And he's been organising the MAMT tournaments for the last 6 or 7 years now. So, Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, Imran.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
How are things going this year for you?
Alhamdulillah, it's all going well.
Yeah.
Obviously, football, we had the rain problems yesterday, but today's been brilliant. Having a good time. I think all participants are doing well.
And what about from a MAMT perspective? How have you found the venue and the hospitality of the Leicester people? We're usually known for our warmth and our generosity. How are you finding all that?
Well, people talk about your warmth and hospitality, but I haven't seen it yet. But
Okay.
actually, Alhamdulillah, it's been well done. The volunteers are doing a great job, and the venue is fantastic. Spacious. Lots of room, people enjoying themselves.
Because Peterborough is usually a cheaper place to do these tournaments, and as Leicester's a city, like Peterborough's not obviously, but they say that the cost of moving tournaments around from Peterborough, the cost impact is high, especially in London, etc.
Yeah.
So we've moved it away from Peterborough again this year.
Yeah.
And I personally think, being from Leicester, etc., that we've done a fairly good job. I mean, we've introduced new sports.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the new sports that we've introduced?
Yeah, so in football we introduced a new age category, the 5 to 7 year olds, and I think the kids especially enjoyed that. It was nice to see the youngsters running around and having a good time. We've obviously got the Premiership and Championship division in volleyball as new categories, but snooker is a new sport which the Leicester guys proposed, and I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. It'd be nice to see the guys participating, and about 16 entries, so it's alhamdulillah doing well.
It's not really a sport though, is it?
Well,
it's like, might as well introduce darts.
Well, you guys proposed it and you got the most entries, so yeah, if you say it's not a sport, so yeah, I agree.
I'm just asking the questions.
Yeah. Well, let's see how you got. Hopefully, you guys win in Leicester and prove that it was worth doing. Yeah.
Okay. What about the new sports? Do you think that we should think of new sports that we should add to these tournaments, like darts, for example? I just mentioned.
Yeah. So darts was done a couple of years ago. Generally, the sports centres think it's a health and safety issue, especially with our Khoja brothers, throwing a few darts about. But
being Muslim doesn't help as well.
No, exactly. But it's one for the future. If you're saying snooker's not a sport, darts is definitely not a sport, is it?
I agree.
Yeah.
So, generally speaking, like we've always tried to innovate during these tournaments. This year we saw the freestyler introduced. I think the kids really, like that.
Yeah.
We also had the photo booth that's been in operation for the last 2 days. All the families are getting involved. We've got like this festival atmosphere.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? And do you think how can we promote that in future tournaments?
I think when Leicester decided to host it, the one thing which they benefited from was the Unity Games, the Dubai Festival, and they certainly brought that element to Leicester. As you can see, we've got fun day elements here, photo booth, you had the bouncy castle outside, the various freestylers and the badminton challenges. I think the Smash Challenge it was called. It's good. All fun and games amongst competition as well. And alhamdulillah, everyone's enjoyed it. You can see by the spectator attendance as well, they're having a good time as well. It's a festival rather than a tournament this year.
Okay, and I understand this year is probably the last tournament that you guys are going to be organising, your managing committee.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, they've become like dinosaurs, they're the same old people every year.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd probably go against that point and say, you're not dinosaurs, you're probably more older than that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all that work you've done over the last 7 years, I think there's been a lot of innovation.
Yeah.
And it's improved year on year, every year.
Yeah.
So what next for MAMT?
So
can you just explain the process?
Yeah, I want to clarify I'm a young dinosaur actually, compared to my fellow committee members who I agree with you, have probably passed their sell-by date. But definitely it's time to refresh it. Lots of new ideas coming in. It's it's a serious sport. You've seen the number of participants in badminton, 160. Who would have imagined that? Compared to the volleyball, which is only 180 participants. So it's time to refresh it. There's lots of people who want to come in, and that's what the problem was before, getting the volunteers and participants in. But alhamdulillah, we've got lots of interest, and it's time to revamp it. Maybe 2 tournaments a year, racket sports tournaments and a volleyball and football tournament separate.
I've heard that idea being floated around, saying that let's get 2 days. Maybe in winter we do the racket sports, in the summer you do volleyball and football. So it's all good suggestions, and hopefully let the innovation continue.
Yeah, it's important to make sure that we've got different Jamaats participating in the meetings rather than a few central Jamaats making all the decisions, and therefore that hopefully will make a bigger and better tournament where everyone has contributed towards a successful festival.
Okay. On a serious note, Mohammed, thank you very much for all your hard work. I, for one, appreciate all the hard work that you and Zuli uncle have been doing. Obviously, it is difficult to organise, as we have now understood from a Leicester perspective.
Yeah.
And I just wish you all the best for the future.
Yeah.
And all your duas get accepted.
Thank you. On a final note, it would be wrong of me not to congratulate Hussaini All Stars Leicester Committee and the MKSI Leicester for providing this wonderful festival so far. And inshallah, tomorrow it'll be rounded off with a nice couple of volleyball finals and a table tennis tournament and a snooker tournament, followed by the biryani. Obviously, we always look forward to the biryani.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.